Hi, my name is Dr. Jesse Patrick Turner. I'm a professor of elementary, early childhood, and literacy education at Central Connecticut State University. And today we're going to do a three-part clips on inequity, on school reform, and possible solutions today. I'm here with Bob Greenberg from Brainwave Anthologies. And let me begin with something that happened at a very recent. I returned from the literacy conference, the European Literacy Conference in July in Dublin. And I shared what we do. What you're looking behind me, this is our CCSU Literacy Center. In this center, there are over 5,000 physical books, over 40,000 online books, all of them authentic literature, all of them diverse, all of them creative and fun and dynamic. And of course, we do have the books that target the skills and stuff like that. And I shared what we do here and with the audience, and the audience in Dublin said, yes, that's good practice. We do that here. We like that. That's good. And they asked me about the children that came to our program. We're an after-school program. So I said, they come from 30 surrounding communities. And they said, oh, well, what about those communities? I said, some are very wealthy and affluent, and they attend schools where they have all the bells and whistles, and many of them attend schools that are poor, a majority black and brown, immigrant, and just poor in nature in their schools, and they are seriously underfunded. And what was interesting was a woman from Finland. She raises her hand and said, excuse me, Dr. Turner, did I hear you right? That your poor schools are underfunded and your wealthy schools have full funding? And I said, yes, you did. And that's why you often hear about American scholars now talking about the school-to-prison pipeline. So she said to me, but don't they know that's unethical? And I said, yes, we do. So today, part one, I want to talk about the status of inequity, because it's been ongoing. It's 170 plus years. And from time to time, we raise our head up and we say, what are we going to do about it? So when Horace Mann first envisioned public schools, he envisioned these common schools that would be for the poor, that would be good enough for the wealthy, and they would create a citizenship that would be able to reinvent its democracy. And it was a good intention. But Horace Mann is one of the first secretaries of education. Actually, he's the first for Massachusetts. And for 6 years, he was their commissioner of education. At the end of 6 years, he visited every single Massachusetts school. That's 6,000. No Secretary of Education, no Commissioner of Education since then has ever visited 10 schools. He visited all 6,000. And his final report talked about the vast inequalities. So let me talk about this. In 1890s, the leaders, the corporate leaders of American political leaders, got really concerned and said, how are we going to compete in this world? So when our schools are producing such ill-prepared students. So in 1892, the businessmen of America and political leaders went to the National Education Association, and they asked them for a solution. And they created the Committee of 10, and this Committee of 10, 9 of them were presidents of our most prestigious private universities, and another of an elite prep school over there. And what they did was they came with the problem, and they said, here's what we need to do. We need to increase the standards and create common tests for all high school students. Now, I would argue that we've been doing that ever since. And ever since, nothing has changed. Because why? They never addressed what Horace Mann said, the vast inequalities. In America today, $23 billion more every single year is spent on wealthy white schools compared to black and brown and poor schools in America. And that was why the lady from Finland said, is that unethical? And one more piece, a teacher from the Netherlands said, shouldn't someone be in jail for that? So I want you to understand that we've been going to this deja vu of education reform that returns, that says we need to make better teachers, more stricter standards for teachers, more testing, and more, tighter curriculums. And we've been doing this, and nothing has changed. In America, what we have is quality education by zip code or by race. Thank you. Nothing's changed in 170 years.